Primary prevention is a elusive goal, but we are on a path to describe what that means for males in the Commonwealth to have primary prevention. The white cards we're passing out today as a quick survey of 2 questions. One of them is, what does this mean to be here today for you? I want to just complete that sentence. It meant to me that. The second question is, what needs to happen now where I live? What has to happen at home when I go home? What has to happen in my town, in my council, in my school tomorrow, because I was here today? Please write a sentence about that. It's important to us to know, so we can help you do it. That's why. I want everyone else to know, so think about that. I'm going to do some fun pieces right now and then help wrap up. What is it, 11:20? We'll be out of here in 15 minutes. And we have a wonderful activity to do at the end of that 15 minutes I could tell you about. First of all, the Hull Police. Who's here from Hull Police? Daniel? Thank you. Ambassador Dale Shea is here from Hull Police. Dove Inc. Bruce recognized. We're members of James O. Inc. We run the animation work. The Carroll Group. Wonderful group supporting James O. Inc. Thank you for coming. We've said this so many times already today, but Angelo, the Department of Children and Families, so much help. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Chris, Stephanie Verizon, thank you so much for being here. The Union, IBEW 2222. Thank you. Sounds like there's a crowd. You'll have a chance right after the remarks to take group photos. We have 2 wonderful photographers here. Eileen and Mark are photographers. You can assemble down here for group shots or out in front for group shots. It might be even better out in front. We'll have a wonderful background. Males Advocating Change from Worcester. Thank you. Topics from Clark. Yay! The Topics group from Worcester have been doing fabulous activity tonight to do a regional, certainly a 5 affiliate organization celebration and speak out a proclamation for White River Day this evening, 6 o'clock at Clark University. Thank you for putting that together. And they came in a limo. Who's the limo driver? Thank you so much. What's your organization name again? All Points Limousine. Thank you. They travel in style. Robin Connor's Angels. Wonderful. For the Cause Marketing. I could go on, look at this. But Neighborhood Health Plan, thank you so much. Neighborhood Health Plan published the programs you have in your hands tonight, or today, this afternoon, and the large posters we've been using. Thank you so much. Principal of the high school of Westford Academy. The town of Westford's here. Shout out. Where are you all? It's been a joy to hear from you all, to know that you're making plans. I look forward to joining you in those plans. Thank you. Westford Academy, Westford Coalition on Nonviolence. Westford Coalition on Nonviolence, all right. Sex Offender Registry Board. You know, someone's got to do it. The sex offenders live in our communities, as do sexual assault victims, and this is not an easy road. So thank you for doing that very hard work. I really appreciate it. And we all wonder. Harvard Men Against Rape. Thank you. I'll digress for a moment. They're coordinating a proclamation moment at the Harvard Penn game tomorrow night at the university for the basketball game. So thank you. It turns out the basketball games are a wonderful venue for White Ribbon. Last night we had a wonderful time distributing cards and ribbons to the audience for the Celtics game. last night. And they played a public service announcement, which you may have seen on our website. We may have played it earlier, but it was played for the audience at the Celtics game last night. As was it played for the audience for the Northeastern University game on February 15th, and for the UMass Amherst game on the 26th. So, I think I should move along, I guess, with that. Andy. I can introduce Andy now. I've known Andy for years. He was working for the YWCA at most of the time, and I went for a fabulous visit. He drove me all over town, showed me where everyone hung out, showed me how pimp culture was behind a lot of violence in our communities. He showed me how he was working with kids to learn that never go there, to go somewhere different, to be strong, be human, be real. He's a mentor of all. He moved from the YW, he grew up literally, figuratively at the Y. And then he moved on to Haverhill with the Haverhill Violence Coalition, and now as a member of the public school system, as a student specialist, I give you the incomparable Andy Polanco.
All right. Before I start, I just want to thank every single woman in this room and across the world for allowing us to join you in this fight. In particular, there's two very special people in this room on why I do what I do. And I would like them to stand up. It's my fiance and my mom. I did have something written, and I have it written, but everybody said everything that I wanted to say. So, I'll just tell you a little bit how I'm here. I met Craig maybe 10 years ago. Just a young guy helping other guys to get through life. And apparently I was doing the right thing. Not too long ago, I got a phone call from Craig asking me to speak at the White River campaign. And I said, why is he asking me to speak at the White River campaign? I'm just a regular guy. I work in a school, and I help guys get by the day. Then it hit me. I said, yeah, I should say yeah. So I called him back and I said, yeah, I'll do it. I'd love to do it. I didn't know what I was going to say. I never spoke in front of a room full of dignitaries, adults. I could speak to children, fine. As you can see, I'm a nervous wreck, right? I'm sweating and all that. But I guess my message is that we are the role models. Every single one of us men in this room, we are the role models. We live it, we breathe it, it's every part of us. And our children watch us. They watch everything we do. If we act a fool, our kids are gonna act a fool. If we act responsibly, our kids are gonna be responsible. So, I didn't have anybody to learn this from. I didn't grow up with my dad. I learned from this wonderful lady who's sitting right there. It's also important to recognize that our young men are also growing up without dads. And we have to fill that gap. I'm very fortunate to work at Haverhill High School, where I have a plethora of young men who are just dying to know about everything and anything that has to do with growing up. So throughout my travels at the high school, I decided to start a young men's group. And that's exactly what we call it, the young men's group. And we talked about so many things, and so many subjects came up, but the one subject that kept coming up was relationships. How can I make it work? Mister, can you please tell me how? You know, I have a girlfriend, I'm involved with this girl. How can I make it work? We're constantly fighting, we're constantly going at it. And they were curious because they want to find a middle ground. They don't want to fight. They don't want to argue. They don't want to yell. But that's all they know how to do. So I just say to all of you guys in here, it works. It works. Embrace a young man, hug him, and tell him it's okay to care. Thank you. I also have the great honor now to introduce somebody who can tell you exactly what I'm talking about, a young man. The Boston Health Commission is one of the 11 sites around the country to receive grant funding from the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation to focus on teen dating violence prevention. One of their leaders is here with us today. Anderson Teneus, he's an 18-year-old raised in Boston, and he's currently a junior at Brighton High School. Through Strong Start, he facilitates workshops and presentations about teen dating violence at after-school programs and other sites across the city of Boston. Anderson is here today to share his thoughts, perspectives on how and what it means to become a man. Thank you.
I used to be dumb and young, but now I'm older and more aware. I used to be ready to start and participate in school fights. Now I do things in another way. I used to be worried about what people say, but now I realize people were talking. Things keep changing, so I'm learning every day. Learning about healthy relationships has changed me as a young man and has also matured me as a peer leader. I now understand what can be healthy in a relationship, but more importantly, what's unhealthy about most relationships. In my community, Dorchester, Mattapan, Roxbury, conflict resolution isn't often used. Teen dating violence doesn't have a race, gender, or direction. Everyone is a target. But I think as a young man, it starts at home. The do's and the don'ts need to be pointed out before they happen. Dads, stepdads, and boyfriends should be role models to their youth because they determine the outcome. I think teen dating violence prevention is important to men in particular because domestic violence isn't one-sided. Men are victims too. Not all men abuse women, but not all men care about the abuse. That's why I think teen dating violence is overlooked. Women play a big part in the cycle of our life. Our mothers, aunts, grandmothers are the common caretakers. They should be treated with the most respect. As an older brother and son, I think women should be valued, not abused, physically or emotionally. Without women, new generations wouldn't exist. This is why I think violence against women is wrong. Characteristics don't mean anything to some. Morals aren't used, and decision-making isn't always the best. Sometimes that's due to the lack of parenting, or should I say fatherhood. Dads need to guide their sons and lay out positive formats for them to follow. Behavior is imitated without practice. I'm sorry. Behavior is imitated without practice. So if dad hits mom, Jacob doesn't understand that's wrong at 11 years old. Male figures should be aware of their image so that younger men can follow. Teen dating violence is now important to me because I realize I can make a difference. Just by teaching what I've learned to those younger than me, working with young teenage boys at the community centers, has made me practice what I preach about more. And has made me realize my behavior does influence their thoughts and actions.